Oh, I forgot the bell. Fuck. Always something.
Always something. One of these days we're gonna get this right.
One of these days, but not today.
But we've gotten it right enough.
Wow.
Right enough.
Look at that view.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
This is what we're bringing you guys because
Yeah,
we
when it's not
love
raining.
you. This is for you guys. This is great. It was nice to be out of the house because the warmest weather.
Bro.
The weather is warm. Flip it, reverse it. Anyways,
Jesus, man.
welcome back everyone to another episode of the podcast where we pull back the curtain, give you some insight what's going on behind your favorite bars. Welcome back everyone to another episode of the podcast where we pull back the curtain, give you some insight on what's going on behind the scenes of your favorite bar and restaurant. We like to call that the industry perspective.
What's up, motherfuckers?
Yeah. All right.
All right.
This is nice.
You were so excited you couldn't get through it.
Stumbled, but I got there.
You got there.
It's all right.
You got there.
We're good.
You had to remake the cocktail.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, that wasn't supposed to be
There was still some mint in there from the person that ordered a mojito.
Bro. The mojito people.
I really hope the camera doesn't fall. It won't.
It won't.
It won't.
It's a tripod.
All right.
That's what stops me from falling over.
Tripod? Oh my god. See, I need the fucking bell. God damn it. Oh, and after Easter Sunday too?
After Easter Sunday. That's right.
I guess Jesus wasn't the only thing that was risen. God, I need the fucking bell, man. That's two right there, back to back.
Sounds like a good Sunday night.
Oh,
two back
man.
to back.
Just imaginary
we're coming with
dings.
them. Yeah,
Just
we're just coming
ding,
with them
ding,
today.
Ding, ding, ding.
Honestly, so you were off on Easter too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thought I had about Easter yesterday. I was off too. And I'm not religious at all. Like at all. And
Forgot my sunglasses.
put on your sunglasses.
They're in my bag.
They're in your bag. Don't step on my joke, man.
Go ahead.
But taking Easter off, it felt like when white people get off for MLK.
Keep going.
You leave the frame and you leave me here to get canceled on my own. But no, it just felt like that. Like, hey man, I don't celebrate this holiday, but I'm glad to have the day off.
Yeah.
You know, I had people hit me up like Happy Easter. I'm like, I guess.
Yeah, thanks.
Hit me up on MLK.
Happy Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, bro. Like, come on, hit me up with that one. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But it's cool. We'll all take that free day off. Right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know what a bunny got to do with it, but whatever.
Well, I like having Easter off because for one, I don't think I've ever had it off before.
Yeah.
And I do feel for the people who ended up having to work.
Yeah, in the
Not gonna lie,
industry,
I was
like
really happy to be
a lot
off.
of Sunday brunches and shit.
Yeah.
Last place we worked at, we were open, right?
For Easter last year, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
it
sure we
sucked.
were.
It was like
And-
one of my last days there, actually.
I think it was.
I think it actually
I think
was
it
my last
your
day.
last
That was
day.
my last day,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck that place. Fuck you. Because it's not busy enough to be open for, what was it, 7 hours, I think?
Yeah, something
And
like that.
the people that come in, they come in big parties, but that's one or two, and you maybe get struck, maybe, but not enough to operate. And that's more so for corporate type
Right.
places, not your locally owned spots. So it really does suck, and feel for those people that have to work on Easter Sundays, and you're kind of just there bored. You're really just making mimosas for the most part, and homemade lemonades, whatever the fuck it is. So for our bar staff, we feel for you, and then the servers, you're kind of just fucking bored.
Yeah.
Because once everything
Or
comes
you're getting
out,
running into the ground pouring those sugary mimosas.
Yeah.
You know,
So
especially if it's bottomless.
it sucks
Yeah.
for those that have to work Easter Sunday, because you'd rather be with your family or, doing whatever the fuck it is you're doing, sitting by the pool outside enjoying the day off. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
think
I
a
did
lot of-
yesterday. I sat by the pool. Yeah.
same. I think a
Yeah.
lot of places, especially bars, restaurants, probably too. I mean, if your books aren't that full, fucking just close it. Just be like, you know what? Take the day off. Kind of like almost like a Thanksgiving sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like that would be in the service industry. That would be like our second Thanksgiving, because it's
Yeah.
like people are at home doing their own thing, barbecuing, whatever it is at the beach. So
It should be a day that all restaurants and bars are closed just once a year.
Unless the
Like
places
just
that,
one day that everybody's off, like
Yeah.
like a Christmas or something.
yeah,
But the thing is, a lot of places are open on Christmas too. So I'm saying like there should just be one designated day, like a national fucking service industry day where we all get the fucking day off
yeah,
and can go do whatever we want to do that day. Go hang out at the beach, hang out at a park, a lake, whatever, or sit home with your kids. But I think that should be a thing. We should just have one day where the service industry is off, and that will remind everybody how much they actually rely on us, even
for
though they
sure.
act like we're not doing shit. You know, people are like, oh, I'm paying you, I'm gonna tip you extra just for doing your job. Those people, how about you figure it out? You know what I mean?
yeah. That was kind of funny seeing one of those comments on our
Yeah,
TikTok. So if you haven't followed us, we have a TikTok now.
yeah.
At
You'll
the
never
industry
see me on it.
perspective. Same thing as everything else. Go check it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
But yeah, somebody did say that, like, well, America's the only place that does this. Why do I got to pay you extra? And
and that
As
is
you
an
said-
absolute like
Mhm.
lie.
Yeah,
I've
not.
been in multiple countries.
that's
And
just
I've
what you
talked
heard.
with the people who are working in those service industry jobs, and they're like, "We absolutely need tips because our country's poor, so we need the tourism, but we also need those tips." But because that conception is that you only tip in America, a lot of these service industry jobs around the world, they're not being paid adequately at
Yeah.
all, at all.
To circle back to Easter Sunday, another reason why I think we should have it off too is because I think something about the clientele, at least for the last place we worked at, people were coming in there just ordering these basic ass drinks, but I don't know if it's just like this pretentious thought or I forgot who I was telling, but if they say the cocktail name this way,
Mm.
like maybe they're impressing us, the bartenders, like, oh, you know it by that name?
Oh, like a Cape Cod or
Oh my
like
God.
a Cuba Libre.
or
like,
Greyhound. It's like,
Libre.
oh my God, you're a seasoned drinker. Oh my word. Okay, yeah, let me not mess this up. Yeah, let me get you that
You're ordering
Greyhound.
from the secret menu, man.
Yeah.
You ordered animal style. Oh shit, man! You really fuck with these cocktails. Like, sorry, you got a rum and coke. Calm down.
You got a rum and coke with a lime. That's the only
Yeah.
difference between a rum and coke and a Cuba Libre. Just the lime. That's it.
Yeah,
That's literally it.
yeah.
And a Greyhound is grapefruit and fucking vodka. Just say that. I get it. It's faster.
How about a
but
salty dog?
What's that? Grapefruit and
Me on a Saturday morning. It's a salty dog. No, it's Greyhound with salted rim. You could just say that.
See?
But, you know, salty dog does kind of roll off the tongue a little faster. And like I said, Greyhound's one of the only ones that I will like, all right, I'm cool with that. Because you did
Yeah.
just say one word. Okay, I'll give you that.
The way I look at
You
it is if you have bartenders that are probably new to the game, have been out of it, or coming back, whatever it is, they may not have learned that because the only people that are going to know that are older people or people
I wouldn't say
trying to-
older, but just more seasoned
Yeah.
bartenders.
But I think the way I play it in my mind is if you say, hey, there's this drink and it's a two-touch cocktail, and I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck is that? And I had to go look it up. I'm like, it's tequila pineapple? Why didn't you just
Yeah.
fucking say tequila
Yeah.
pineapple? Why you gotta be fucking? Oh my God, now I look
what
like.
I also love about the cocktail people is, so at my bar, when we do last call, we switch to beer, wine, shots. It's got to be something quick because we're trying to clean up and we're trying to get out
for
of there.
sure.
And the other night, someone comes up and he's like, "Oh, can we get like?" He names off like 3-4 cocktails. And I was like, "We're not doing any more cocktails. We're just doing beer, wine, beer, wine, or
Shots.
shot."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "All right, can I get a rum and coke?" And I was like, "No cocktails.
That's a
Beers,
cocktail.
wine, and shots." He's like, "Well, that's not a cocktail." I was like, "It comes in a glass like a cocktail. It's gonna have ice. It's gonna be mixed together. That's a cocktail." I said, "Shot. If you want a shot, then I'll give you a shot." That also doesn't mean order 5 because then you're gonna be crawling out of here, or I gotta worry about your well-being. It's just saying like, "Hey, we're trying to go home. I know that you had a good time. Thank you
Mhm.
for being here, but I want to go."
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. You had all this time, all this
Right.
ample opportunity to order this many drinks. It's time to go. Pack it
When
up
it's time to
and,
go, it's time to go.
and go home because we want to go home. We've said this before. Like, hey, we appreciate you being here and giving us your money, tips, and all that, but when it's time to go, it's time to fucking go. That's really it.
Yeah, it is.
Like there's nothing else to be said about that.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
still irked
that's
about.
what Bucky said to Cap. You gotta go. You gotta go.
I'm still irked about those people calling two touch cocktails. I don't know why I can't let it go. I cannot let that shit go.
A cocktail is still a cocktail.
I,
at the end of the
I'm
day.
just feeling more so for newer amateur bartenders too that may get looked at a certain way, or at least they think like, oh, this person probably thinks I'm a shitty bartender. You know, you just like those mental gymnastics. You kind of start overthinking, like, damn, I should know that. That's a classic, you know, name for a classic cocktail, even though it's just two touches. Just
I think that goes with most jobs. People tend to think I can do that when they can't. Just like watching a professional athlete. You hire a plumber because that's what they do. But if you point at a particular pipe or something and they don't know the name of that pipe right off the top of their head, and maybe you do because you Googled it 5 times, it doesn't mean you know more. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't have hired that plumber. I don't know why I always keep going to plumbers, but whatever. I just feel if you are paying someone to do a job, don't worry, you can't hear it. It's just you actually brought attention to it by looking up.
I was trying not to, but it flew overhead. I'm like, I've never heard a plane fly over us until now.
You know what's funny is that with all the audio issues that we've had so far, outside episode where you'd have the most noise is going the best. I say that now, not knowing if anything's gonna fuck up. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, what were we saying? We're talking about plumbers. That's what I was saying.
Plumbers.
We all should respect each other's job.
Yeah.
If you're not doing the job, don't disrespect someone else. Maybe they're new. Maybe they're having a long day. You know what I'm saying? I was having a shitty day on Saturday, and I probably messed up a couple orders. Doesn't mean I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just off that day.
Yeah.
What maybe you don't need to do is criticize somebody when they're trying to do their job. That's what I'm saying.
There's so many cocktails, and it's hard to remember even the simple, like a salty dog. It's like, oh, shit. Yeah, that I knew that.
Because you're just adding salt to a Greyhound.
Yeah, that's really it.
Yeah.
But to circle back or to circle forward to what
you're
saying
about.
Yeah. Running around in circles. I'm trying not to say the word.
Yeah, that feels like bartending. It's just running around in circles.
It does.
Come back. Oh, can I get this now? And you go and you come back. Oh, can I get this too? Like, do you not know how many people are waiting for me to get to them because you keep making me do this fucking relay race?
You need to have one person be your liaison for all the drinks. Like, pick somebody in the group to go and get everybody's order instead of boom, boom, or having one person from each group go take their turn. Just, hey, order us all this, and we will Venmo all of you. Touch back on a previous episode with the whole Apple Pay and Venmo thing, and I think we even talked about it, how big tables want to split up tabs. Like, no. Figure this shit out. If there's 10 of you, 8 of you, 5 of you, figure this shit out.
If there's one of you, if it's one of you, figure out how you're gonna pay.
Yeah,
I know I talked about it. I think I talked about it last week, and I know I've talked about this before. Have your payment ready when I come back.
Yeah.
Don't try to figure out what card you're gonna pay with and how much money you have on this card and that. One of the most annoying things is when I'm like, open or close, and they're like, close. And they don't have any cash in their wallet. They just have cards. And then they wait. And I'm like, oh, well, just give me the card. Especially you only got one drink. Do you think I'm going to ring in the wrong drink? You're actually making this take longer. And they're like, wait, how much is it? Then I got to go to the terminal, get the price, and come back. And then they have to figure out what card. So that whole transaction just took 4 or 5 times as long because you're not ready with your money. Or you're watching me make your cocktail, and I come back, you're like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be paying. What the fuck?
Keys, what the fuck? Oh shit,
like,
baby monitor.
Man.
God
you
damn it.
had all that time. You literally had one job.
Yeah.
Get your money ready. That's it. You know?
Yeah.
But like you said, designate, I like to say your order rep. You know what I mean? Like, designate your order rep. Someone in your group who can remember the orders as well as possible. I'm not saying they got to be an expert, but they at least got to remember a couple drinks in a row, and they got to order confidently and the right way. Don't just send the most attractive person. You're like, oh, let me put a pretty girl in front. I'm not gay, but what if the bartender is? Having the prettiest girl in the front means nothing.
Does absolutely
Especially
nothing.
when I turn to ask that order and they're like, I'm like, so who put you in front? Why? Like,
Oh, it's
what are
a
you doing for me?
tequila drink, and it's that's like 500. Which one of those specifically? Oh, I don't know. It tastes like blueberry,
Yeah.
and then it ends up being a fucking tequila mule,
Yeah.
Mexican mule.
I actually had this happen about a week or so ago. I don't know, they all blur together. But there was this one woman and two guys who came to a bar, and there was another woman sitting there not with them. But one of the guys started talking to her, and then the other guy was just standing next to this girl. I actually found out another story about that later, but I'll tell you off camera.
Okay.
It's actually pretty fucking funny. But he never ordered when they first sat down. They ordered for her. And then when they all wanted another drink, as far as the two guys and her, they let her order. She didn't know what they ordered for her. And then on top of it, when I'm like, okay, so you want to pay now or later? Oh, no, just add it to the tab. What tab? Oh, him. I didn't serve him. What's his last name? I don't know. You know what she said to me? English was not her first language. That was another big issue I had. Why would you send a person who speaks the least English to talk to me? But she said Jin. It's with a heavy, thick accent. And I was like, looking for something that looked like that and whatever. And I come back and she's like, Jin. Jin. And I was like, Jin? That's his last name?
Last name is Jin.
No,
He created Jin.
the last thing she heard him order was a gin. So she thought it was his last name. And that's who they sent to order from me. She thought this motherfucker's last name was Jin. Like, what?
Oh, that
Okay,
is that is a,
send a competent order rep at all
Yeah.
times.
and don't send out the people that don't go out much, and even the
Mhm.
people that don't go out much. That's kind of one of those things where it's like we don't want to make you feel like, oh, this is the reason why I don't go out because the bartender's this. Everybody gives me a hard time. Like, nah, just just stick to Old Faithful. If all you drink is Jack and Coke, order Jack and Coke. Don't try to get fancy.
I like the people who know what they want.
Yeah.
If they don't want to look at the menu, I'm not going to try to force you to take one of our cocktails. Even though I love 95% of the cocktails on our menu, I'm not going to sit here and tell you like, oh, nah, that's trash. So that's why when people ask like, what's good here? I'm like, well, how do you expect me to answer that? You want me to tell you like, oh, that's trash? I mean, I have worked at a place where I have said that, but I don't work in that kind of place now. So how do you want me to answer that? And I don't know what you want. I don't know what
Yeah.
you like. I could tell you, oh, this is the most popular drink, and it can be completely different than what your flavor profile
That-
is.
That always just goes back to when we talked about people say, well, what's good here? Everything.
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 Especially if I make it. That's how I like to say it.
Everything.
If I make it, everything.
And then they give you this look. They're like, wait, well, you asked. That's like going to a restaurant and saying, what's good here? Everything.
Yeah.
Everything is good. Depends on the person. Are you asking me what I think is good or bad? Well, I don't like the fucking oysters.
Right.
Or it's like, oh, well,
But what if that person, oysters is their favorite thing?
Yeah.
And now you've told them you don't like the oysters, but they think it's because, oh, the oysters are trash here. It's like, no, I just don't eat oysters.
or
Yeah.
like, somebody may like Long Island's. I don't, but I'm not going
Right.
to tell you that it's not good because people
Right.
like our Long Island's.
Right.
So if you say, well, what about the Long Island? Oh, I don't like it. Well, you said everything's good. Yeah. I've had people that have had 4 or 5 of those. They like them. That's their drink of choice. So everything is good. Everything we serve is good.
I have a guy that the only reason I know who he is, is because when he comes in, he always gets a Long Island. He wants it less sweet. He wants it like very little sweetness. And
So he wants
Love it.
a spritz of Coke.
Oh,
Just like,
no. It's mostly just adding a sweetener because he knows that we do our sour mix by scratch.
okay.
He knows we're literally adding the sugar. So he's like, please don't add too much.
Oh, he wants it.
less
okay.
sweet.
Got it.
And because
was right.
I know that when I see him, I don't know his name. I can barely recognize him. But he
You know
he
the
looks,
order.
He looks like one of those OGs that should dress different, but he's just not he's not giving up on that yet. He's still dressing like a D-boy. But he's super fucking
He's dressing
nice.
like a what?
Like a D-boy.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm like, bro, like you at least 50.
Like
You can let the D-boy style go at
like
this point.
2005 never left.
Yeah, he's still in the 99 in the 2000s. Like that's where he's staying. He stayed there. He's
Like
stayed
he's still
there,
waiting
man.
for Freak Nick to come back.
Bro, he really is. He's hearing about that documentary. He's losing his fucking mind. He's having flashbacks.
He's
Like,
gonna be,
he hears Freak Nick and he just sees booties jiggling in his fucking face.
he'd be sitting at the living room with a watch party and everything.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, he
pressed up.
can't wait. He cannot wait. But like, he's super nice.
Yeah.
And I know how he likes his Long Island. I don't like Long Islands, but at the same time, I'm not gonna serve you a trash Long Island just
No.
because, unless you don't tip. You come and order a fucking Long Island for me and you don't tip, your next one's gonna be garbage.
Yep.
I promise you
Make that shit super bitter.
I'll make it
Be
full
like
of spite.
30%,
I'm gonna take all the
40%
sweetener out
fucking
and add
lemon.
nothing but spite.
Yeah,
Nothing but spite.
right?
Spite.
Spite.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wake up and I open a can every morning.
Can of spite.
Can of spite.
So you know the answer to this, but for those over there,
Mm.
I had a doctor come in, and I know he was a doctor because when I ran his
I didn't know
car,
where that was going.
What?
I didn't know where that was going. I had a doctor come in. I'm like, is
Had a
this really
doctor come
good or is
into
this
my-
really bad?
I had a doctor come into our job, and I knew he was a doctor because it said doctor blah 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 on his card.
Oh, he's one of those. Look, man.
So when I ran his
don't
card, I
need to
was
see
like,
that on your card.
Motherfucker, you're a doctor ordering this? The fuck is wrong with you? I would be concerned if I was your patient.
Mhm.
So this doctor ordered a Long Island. That, in my mind, I get it. You want to like decompress, but bro, that's a doctor should not be ordering a Long
They
Island.
shouldn't be, but I will say over the years,
Wait,
I
you know
haven't-
what a doctor should order?
penicillin.
Penicillin. Dum-ts. Yeah, that's right.
I didn't know you were gonna say penicillin, or I wouldn't have stepped on it.
That's all right.
I'm sorry, man. I
That's
like
okay.
your commitment, though. You're like, nah, this is my joke. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck.
I didn't hear you. It was my joke. That's what a doctor should order.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a cocktail, by the way, for those of you that don't know the name of a cocktail.
I'm pretty sure most of our listeners have experience with penicillin.
Doctors shouldn't be ordering Long Islands. That's kind of where I was going with that. That's not what I would expect a doctor. I would expect like an
Yeah.
old fashioned, a Negroni, Manhattan, something on the rocks. You know, 'cause you're a
Well,
doctor.
no,
you
so
know,
here's the thing, though, and I remember this
you
from
must be
when
a
I
podiatrist.
first. What?
You must have been a
Podiatrist, because you keep
podiatrist.
stepping over my jokes.
Hey, you're the one stepping.
Like I'm saying, I've noticed that with a lot of people in like the doctor, the hoity-toity suit and tie world, a Long Island isn't considered like a club drink to them. It's considered that bridge between like their oldness and their youth kind of drink. Because have you noticed when someone orders an y'all make AMFs where you work?
We can. If it's not too
mean-
busy, we will.
We can, but I refuse to. But we always tell them Long Island. And a lot of times you'll see that look on their face of like, I don't want a Long Island. It's because in their perception, Long Island is an old drink. It's an old person party drink. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But they don't realize that the AMF is the same
Exact same
fucking
shit.
cocktail.
It's just Sprite.
It's the same thing.
Sprite's
The only
really
difference is you kids want it to look colorful, which I'm all for. But
Sidebar.
if I'm, yeah.
In Chicago, it's called the Blue Motherfucker because Cubs. This wasn't planned, by the way, but that's what we call it in Wrigleyville. When you go to out there, you order
I've heard
Blue
of Blue
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker before.
And it took some adjustment for me when I went to Phoenix and started bartending there. People were ordering AMS. I'm like, the fuck's an AMF?
I've heard
Like-
it called Blue Motherfucker quite a bit.
And they described it to me.
bit.
I'm like, oh, you mean the Blue Motherfuckers? They're like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, apparently it's an AMF. I don't know. And that's what they
Yeah.
call it out here. Now I recognize it too. But you go to Chicago and order an AMF, people are going to be like, huh?
But everything's regional.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything's regional.
All right, that was
I
just
mean,
a sidebar. I was
what,
wearing this.
what was that
I had to,
other
like-
one? LA Dirty Water and Grateful Dead. It's the same thing.
LA
Depending
Dirty
on where
Water.
you are.
That's just a shot.
That's with the Black Raz. Black
Oh,
Raz and
I was
Sprite.
thinking about something else. I was
Yeah,
thinking about a
Tokyo
LA.
teas with like a melon.
You know what a
Midori
LA
something.
Freeway is?
No.
It's more of like a gag and a joke, but it's like somebody wants like, oh, can I get a free shot or whatever? You give them a LA Freeway, and it's just the
Oh,
spill, the drip
that's the New
tab, and
Jersey
you-
Turnpike as well.
You take that and you just pour into the
Everything's
shot.
original.
There you go.
Regional, man. Everything's
There you go.
regional. Yeah,
That's the
I
first
always
time I heard of it.
New Jersey Turnpike.
New Jersey Turnpike.
I always
That's
heard
good.
New
I like
Jersey
that.
Turnpike. I was like,
I like
that's
LA
pretty
Freeway because it's like everything is got all these cars and shit, and it's all in there.
Yeah.
You just there you go. There's
I've
your free
actually watched someone take one of those back in Phoenix. That's the only time I've ever seen someone do it, and I didn't think they were gonna drink it, but they did. That shit was rough, man. That shit was rough. I hope they're still alive. That was so brave.
shot. Yeah,
I couldn't
I
do
mean,
it.
granted, there's probably some alcohol in there for
Oh, it's
disinfectant,
plenty,
but
but there's a lot more in there
there's
too.
a lot more in
There's
there.
a lot. There's so much sugar.
What's that
and-
earthy flavor? You don't want to know, buddy. Maybe you should order a penicillin.
Just order a penicillin next way. Let everybody know how your night's going. Just order a penicillin.
Is there a doctor in the house? Yeah, but he's fucked up because he had too many Long Islands. He made a wrong turn at the Jersey Turnpike.
Wow, you are committed to this motherfucker. You just go and jump off like I can't ever beat that joke.
I can just run around and shit. That's great. I can do that. That's
That's the
fucking
most
perfect.
cardio you've done all day.
That's not true.
That is
I'm gonna
very
go
true.
swimming. Maybe.
Yeah, but so far that's the most you've done all day.
You don't know that. You left the gym before I did.
Yeah, that's very true. But
I don't
also
know
know
that.
you don't like cardio.
You don't know that.
You know you don't like cardio.
I don't. I really don't. My cardio is walking to the grocery store. Gotta get my steps in.
That's part of my cardio. I have several forms of cardio.
Oh
I'm more with a partner. Those are
True
always the
nice.
best.
I'm truly nice. My bad.
Partner cardio is the best.
Huh?
Partner cardio.
Just gonna go through it.
What?
I'm not even gonna.
Oh no?
I'm not gonna address it. No, I'm just
Oh
gonna
no,
keep
you're
going
not
through it.
gonna just okay, cool. Well,
Hmm.
you all know what I mean.
One really bad segue. I feel like we still have time to.
Fucking Christ, guy.
I feel like we still have some time to talk about this, and it's been something that's been on my mind for a while. Is especially because I found out and I told you about a friend and someone I bartend with was let go because of his
yeah.
lack of years of experience. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
name the place, even though I really fucking want to. 'Cause
Yeah.
fuck that place.
Yeah.
Let's just say
Yeah.
it's off Broadway.
It's yeah.
It's close to
that's all-
Broadway.
yeah, that's
It's in the
what-
downtown area.
Yeah.
Pretty old building.
Yeah.
But anyways, he told me that he's been bartending. This is his first year He's been bartending for about a year. He's been
Yeah.
working at this place as a bar back. Did amazing. Our friend who was the bar manager there promoted him because he was like, "Yeah, man, I see you doing your
Yeah.
thing," and he's been killing it. The time we went there to visit him, he was killing it.
When I went in there, I didn't. When you told me this story the first time, I didn't know he had only been bartending for a year. When I watched him bartend, I felt like I saw multiple years, or at least someone who's gotten to the point where they're comfortable. He was on autopilot, and he was making
sure.
tiki cocktails,
Mhm.
which are so fucking difficult to make because
Fucking
there's so
annoying.
much sugar
So much
that if
shit.
you don't make it the right way, it's the whole thing is off balance.
For sure.
Which is why I don't like I can only have like one tiki cocktail.
Yeah, that's a lot of sugar. It's
a lot of sugar.
They're delicious,
They
but
are.
one is
They are.
good. One is good for me to understand what you guys are going for. But he told me that they were gonna demote him back to bar back after spending almost a
Yeah.
year there bartending because he didn't have 5+ years of experience. And he was
man.
like, "No, fuck that." They let him go, and I was like, "Dude, why? You were great when we went. I seen you in action. I
Mhm.
worked next to you. What the fuck are they talking about, bro? You're killing it." I'm like, "Fuck that place. We're never
you
going
should,
there."
You should never demote
And-
someone without merit.
Dude,
When someone fucks up enough to get demoted, they should be demoted.
and he's never
That's
been
fine.
and he's never fucked
but
up.
when you haven't done anything wrong, you should never lose your position. Ever.
And you, like you said before, a lot of people that have 5+ years of experience, they're like they're older
Mhm.
or they're wanting to get out, whatever. They're not. You want a young person with 20 years of experience, but you want the person that has 20 years of experience to work for this much, and they're like,
Right.
"No, fuck that. I'm worth way
Yeah.
more than that." So you have this high turnaround rate, and you get this
Yeah.
bad rap as an establishment for, And that place does. I learned that place does have a bad
Yeah,
rap for,
I've heard
for management
nothing
and shit.
but bad things. And in fact, I remember we had a conversation about it when we heard that our friend was becoming the bar manager there at the time. We were like, dude, that place sucks for the people in the industry, for the people working there. For the guests, it's great.
Cool. Yeah, it's cool.
But as far as for the people working there, you can't keep anyone there because you're running them into the ground.
Our friend did a good job of turning that around, because what I heard from my friend that was a bartender, he's like, dude, he's been doing this. He's been having reps come in, this and that, and he was killing it.
Oh, he
so
was.
He was making them a bunch of money. He was doing a great job with their cocktail program. And when they shit all over my friend, our friend, the bar manager, was like, well, fuck that. If you're gonna treat my bartenders like that, I'm out of here. Went to work somewhere else. And honestly, like kudos to him for doing that. Not saying that that's something you should do, but the fact that he was like, you disrespect them, you're disrespecting me.
I will say it's something you should do, because
it speaks more to his character.
It speaks more to his character, and on top of that, it lets that establishment know, like, yeah, you're fucking up.
Yeah.
If they continue to go down that path, then they become a place with a bad rap, which is what that place is. Our friend tried to make it better. They were making it better, but they just could not get out of their own way.
They got new management. They're like, yeah, no, we need elitist bartenders that have 5, 10 plus years experience. Bro, they're close to quitting anyways.
Yeah.
And you'll probably find them at like fucking hotel bars where they don't have to do as much work, but they can create
the volume's lower.
Volume's lower, and they can
older
get these
bartenders need lower volume, man. Yeah. Like me, I'm older now. I can still move fast. I can still fucking crush it. But I don't mean I want to. I don't want to be running myself into the ground every fucking night. I did that. I did that for
45,
years,
50
man.
years old. You don't want to be fucking.
I'm not trying to do that shit forever.
Pour one and shake.
Take your time.
Take your time. Make it all
and
pretty.
Talk to the guests afterwards. Have a conversation. Build a rapport. Like build a relationship.
Next time they come back to town, they come to your hotel just because of you. And so I think places like that, like, fuck that. Specifically that place, fuck that place, because you did 2 of my friends dirty.
Yeah. So, I was actually talking with another friend of ours about that a couple days ago when they were sitting at my bar. The name came up through their conversation with someone else. And I was just like, yo, let me tell you what I heard this time. And they were like, yo, I've been hearing stuff about that place for a minute. I was like, me too. I haven't even been here fully 2 years yet. And I still have heard, don't want to work. You know, like I have 5+ years. I have the skill set to work there. And I've never applied. That's not me saying like, oh man, I'm so great, like whatever. I'm just saying I fit their criteria. But because I've already heard that it's not a place I would want to work, why would I ever apply?
Fuck that shit.
I had people who were working there at the time hit me up. Like our friend hit me up, not asking me to come work there, but like kind of throwing out a feeler, like, because at the time I had just quit from that other place. And they were like, yo,
trying to
give me some hours? And I was like,
you trying to give me over there too.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
shout out to him.
I don't know, man. We could say his name. Shout out to Kingston.
Yeah, shout out to Kingston.
Yeah,
man.
We say names of people, especially when it's positive. I'm not gonna say names when it's negative, but like
shout out to
positive.
Kingston, man.
Yo, we're gonna shout you out directly.
Great bartender, great cocktail,
amazing bartender,
enthusiast,
great ass fucking dude. Yeah. Overall, great fucking dude.
I'll tell you where he's working at next, so we could try to see him.
Yeah.
So we can
let's go check him out like ASAP.
So I'm gonna do a terrible circle back.
Oh. That was so bad. I have to take a drink. I got to drink just to get through that.
This is something we talked about previously, where we talked about this with Eric. Shout out to Eric. Where DJs come and perform, they have some of their friends, people they invite, they have a tab, and you know, some places, venues, events are all different. And I'm speaking to my place specifically, where the DJs have their people that perform, and we have a tab for them, or we give them like drink tickets, and we don't do a tab for them, or we give them a bottle. And then they'll have their people who come and kind of like guest appearance, or kind of just be on the stage, be on the mic or whatever. And not that I expect anything to change overnight by us talking about it on here, but I'm venting. I'm gonna rant. I'm gonna go off. Do not give me an attitude if we don't have a tab for you. Don't take that up with me. Take that up with the event coordinator or the owner. That's not up to me. If I say, hey, it's this much, oh well, we're supposed to get a tab. I'm like, well, we don't have a tab for you. I'm sorry. Do
Yeah.
you want to start one? Sure,
I'm,
okay, I
I'm
need your
working
card.
off of less information than you.
Yeah. We
Just
need your
remember
card.
that.
Well, I could just no. In order for me to give you this drink, I need payment right now, unless told otherwise.
And,
So don't take it out on
and
me.
on top of that, I'll add to that. It's not my responsibility to figure out how you get a free drink. If you want a free drink, and I'm telling you, I have not been told to just give this away, then go find out how do you get that drink that the DJ told you could get. Because a lot of times the DJs, they're not thinking about it, because especially if they have a residency there or something like that, they're like, oh, well, they know me, this and that, whatever. Get whatever you want.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, we've had this happen when a friend came to visit us, and remember I gave them like these coupons and shit, and I was like, yo, you can get a little something, and they went in ordering some shit that like you can't get with a coupon, and they were like, oh, I just thought I could get whatever because you said I could get whatever. I'm like, no, fool. And he's like, well, I didn't know the rules. I'm like, okay, I just didn't realize I had to tell you those rules. I thought it was common sense that you don't go in and order the most expensive thing. But for people not in our industry, they think it's a fucking get out of jail free card. They're like, I can order whatever the fuck I want.
That's
with
another
this
thing.
coupon.
If you get a free drink ticket, that does not mean you get whatever you can see. You get the well. You get a cocktail from the well.
You get
don't pay
well
for it.
or within reason.
Or within reason,
Within
for sure.
reason.
But I had
Think of it as a golden ticket from Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
If you step over the line, he will still kick you out.
you don't get to take home the gobstopper.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
And the last thing you want is for him to say, you get nothing.
You get
Dang,
nothing,
sir.
you lose.
Yeah, like you don't want that. You
But
don't
there
want
was
that at all.
there was one of the same events we have, and they're great people as far as organizing and playing their music, whatever. But just one of their friends came over, and he had a mic, so I guess he was talking on the mic, doing like the hyping and shit. And I'm helping people and this and that, and I could see him standing there staring at me. I'm like, that's not gonna get you faster service.
Ah,
But you have a mic, so I know you're with so and so. So what's up, man? He's like, oh, can we get a bottle of champagne? You put it. I'm like, okay, it's this much. He's like, oh, just put it on the DJ tab. I'm like,
DJ
DJs
doesn't
don't have a
one.
he's like, okay, well, come on, like we're on the thing. I'm like, sorry, man. I'm like, I don't have a tab for the DJs.
Yeah.
They have drink tickets and these little stones, each of them different things. You can get a drink with the ticket, or a bottle of champagne with the little pink stone that we give out.
It's an interesting. What is it? The Hobbit? Like that's an interesting fucking system.
well-
you get a ticket or you get a stone.
Yeah, it helps signify what you get basically. But he was just like,
I fucking love that system. That is awesome. What the fuck is this?
Well,
To your next adventure.
well, literally the stone costs more for the owner to acquire, so you get this, and the ticket's just a ticket. And he was just like, come
I
on,
like
man.
that.
I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. I can't give you a bottle just because you have a microphone. Sorry. And turned the fuck around. He was just like, yeah, whatever.
Bro,
and then
go figure it out.
go figure out. I'm
I
like,
don't have time to figure this out for you.
Exactly.
I have other things to do. You
like,
figure
they have,
this
they
out.
have the tickets. Go talk to them.
Don't come up here with questions.
It's not my fault.
I need you to come up here with answers.
Solutions.
What do you want? Answer is this. What is the form of payment? Oh, the DJ gave me his card. Or I talked to the owner or the manager and they gave me this. Like,
Mhm.
don't just say, oh, well, such and such said it's okay. That's not an answer.
That
That's,
doesn't do anything.
that's another question.
Oh, the owner
What
said
the
we
fuck
could.
did they really say is
The
my
owner
question.
said we could do this. Okay, well, he didn't tell me that.
He didn't tell me that. Why the fuck did he tell you and not me? Now that's another question.
Yeah.
You haven't given me an answer.
Yeah.
You've given me a
And if he
question.
would have told the other bartender would have told me. So again, I'm not gonna give away. We're not gonna give away shit for free, and it's not because
No.
we're being assholes. It's like we gotta think
Well,
about
I
inventory and this and that. I don't mind giving you this if you give me the proper form of payment, whether a drink ticket, a card, whatever it is. You want to
Right.
start a tab for them? Give me your card. We'll start a fucking tab. I'm not gonna just start a tab with no collateral. I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
I'm not. Sorry.
Because
Be
also,
mad all you want. I don't give a
because
fuck.
what you don't want to have happen is at the end of the night, your manager says, well, what is this tab? And you have no answers.
Mhm.
Or even worse, you tell them, this other person I don't know said this. So I just made a tab. What's their response going to be? Did I say that? No.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm
It's
not
gotta
gonna
come out of your fucking pocket, bro.
I'm not gonna
Like,
sacrifice my rapport with my manager or my job for the sake of you not thinking I'm
That
an asshole and
rapport,
like, oh, you're the shit,
yeah.
bro. Like,
that
okay.
rapport and that trust, because you're here temporarily. I'm
Mhm.
here
Every
long-term
day-
temporary.
Yeah, every day we're
But
fucking
you know,
open.
at the same time, when you're not here tomorrow, my manager's still gonna remember that time I fucked up and
Yep.
gave someone a drink without asking any questions.
I'm just tired of that attitude that the promoters or DJs give us when it's like, well, we were supposed to get drink tickets, so I guess I'll pay for it. I'm like, okay, that's not my fault. It's really that happened to me this past
Yeah,
weekend.
motherfucker, I guess you will.
That happened to
if
me
you
this
want
past
it.
weekend. One of the promoters, she's like, oh, can I get this and that? I'm like, okay, it's this much. She's like, oh, well, you don't have a tab for us? I'm like, no,
Nah.
we don't have a card or anything. She's like, oh,
Motherfucker,
well,
I don't know you.
we were supposed to get drink tickets, but I guess. I'm like, okay, I don't know, man. Then go get the fucking drink tickets. You want me to go fetch them for you? No, I'm serving drinks.
I have 3 people waiting after you. I can't go on a scavenger hunt where the reward is you get something for free, and I
And-
may not get tipped for it on top of that.
And even if I
Nah.
don't have 3 people behind you, I'm still not gonna do that. That's not my fucking job to chase down your golden ticket for your free drinks. That's the same party where it was busy, but we didn't get tipped out. So at the end of the night, I was just extra pissed off. That was that same party.
Yeah.
Like she started off
I
with an
feel that
attitude on
energy,
me.
man.
Oh, and I know we're getting close to it, but to wrap it up,
Well, you
the
got to
drink-
wrap it up in the beginning.
but the drink I gave her was when she asked for, and she's like, "Hey, I'm sorry, can I get something else?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah, no problem." She's like, "Can you do I forgot what she asked. She asked for something. I think she asked for like a tequila mule or whatever. I'm like, well, we don't have it on tap. I'd have to make that for you. And in my mind, I'm thinking that's also an upcharge. That won't cover whatever drink ticket, this and that. And so I didn't say all that. She's like, oh, well, can I get something else? I'm like, sure. And then she's like, well, what's this made out of? I'm like, well, it's the
Hopes and
paloma,
dreams.
so it's got mezcal. It's a blood orange paloma. So and she's like, is there grapefruit? I'm like, no, we don't. It's blood orange. She's like, okay, well, you guys had this soju paloma. I'm like, yeah, we did, but we also got a liquor license, so we don't have soju anymore. She's like, well,
You don't have soju anymore?
nah.
That's a sad fucking day,
Yeah.
man.
She's
I know how
like,
you felt about that.
I did
Yo,
like it.
Let's go get some soju after this.
Okay,
Well, after the pool. And
Yeah.
then we'll get soju.
I'm down.
Alright.
She's like,
Yo,
okay,
y'all
I
want to come get
just,
some soju with us? No, I'm kidding. By the time you hear this, is already.
you could order
Yeah.
some soju if
Yeah.
you want.
See, now I'm the podiatrist because I'm stepping all over your motherfucking
Fair
jokes.
So she's like, look, I want something else. This is really disgusting. And I'm like, okay, sure. What?
Excuse me, bitch.
I never said no to you exchanging your drink. I never said no. I was okay with yes. You asked a question.
Oh.
You asked if we still had the soju paloma. I said no because we got a full bar now. We no longer have. She started giving me attitude. She's like, "This is really disgusting. I just need something else." I'm like, "Okay, well, what would you like?" I mean, we got tequila. She's like, "You got ginger beer?" I'm like, "Yes." You got tequila? Yes. We have a full bar. And just get tequila and ginger beer. I'm like, "Of course." I don't know what I did wrong. All I did was answer your questions. Somehow there was a misconception that I said, no, you can't exchange your drink. Sure.
Well, I think that part of that is there are some places where you can't. There are also times where someone's been enough of an asshole where you treat them like they can't exchange it.
I guess she had a guilty conscience because she thought I
That's
was
what I'm
saying no.
saying. Like I try to shoot everyone a little bit of bail.
I started off with saying, yeah, sure, we'll give you something else.
Yeah.
She's like, can I get something
Oh,
else?
well, if
I
you
said
led
yes.
with
I said
that,
yes. I
you
led
didn't
with
barely
that.
lead. You literally
No.
led with, I can make you another one.
And she said, you mean no? I can't? Oh, yes, of course you can.
See, that's
her
why
mind,
I
she-
leave with no. And that way when I
I might as well have said
honestly,
no for the
it's
shit that I
I'm a
got.
very toxic bartender because I will tell you no just so when I tell you yes, you're like, oh, man, he must like me. It's like, well, it was always yes.
Nah,
I
these are
got
mental
you.
gymnastics.
I got you. You're like, now you thinking that, yeah, that's
Give me
right.
that tip money.
You got to earn that yes, even though the yes was already there.
It was already there.
You just start off. Can I
Yeah.
get a no?
Mm-mm.
Establish dominance in the order right from the beginning. As soon as someone says, "Can I get a?" I say, "What?" That would be the one and only time I quote Ja Rule.
Nope, that'll be our
And that was
episode.
the edited version. Can I get a what? What? No, it's like, can I get a fuck you? I'd rather say that.
That's
Can
our
I get
episode.
a tequila soda? Can I get a fuck you? That's what I want to say when someone orders an AMF. Can I get an AMF? Can I get a fuck you to these bitches from blah, blah, blah? You know, I just want to go off and just walk away and not make the AMF and not make anything else.
You're gonna
I
leave
just
there
bust off
complete-
in the song and shit, rip off my shirt and everything. Like, that would be fucking fun.
Just full jaw rule.
Yeah, leave them in suspense or leave them in bewilderment. There you go. On the rule, baby, is murder. It's Long Island. You don't get no AMS around here, Playboy. AMS
Oh,
is like
man.
DMX. We only serve the Long Island, which is Ja Rule. We got to give you the watered down version.
Oh shit! Do we want to tell them about the next?
Yo, we have not said that yet, even though we booked it just before the last episode. But we went through so much last week.
April 23rd
April
at
23rd,
the Alamo, another live
at
show.
the Alamo Theater. Yes, yeah,
So-
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
inside the bar area when you
Yes.
first walk in. All that good stuff. We're not big enough to do a theater. You know what I want to do though? On some real shit. Someone said this to me in the beginning before we ever did our first Alamo shows. They're like, "Why don't y'all do it in a theater?" And I'm like, "Yo, if we could get the numbers to do it, we would love to fucking do it."
There's one on fucking.
Well, I'm saying at Alamo, and I'm
Oh.
gonna tell you why. I want to say this on here so that people can hear the vision and be like, "Yo, if we could do it, if we could support it, that would be a lot of fun." Because at Alamo, everything's brought to your table, everything's brought to you. So yeah, we could be up front doing or whatever, and doing our thing. Then all of your service is being taken care of you while you sit there and have your jokes and have your laughs and everything like that. I think that'd be a nice little fucking experience.
I think that would be cool.
I'd love to figure out a way to do that. And I just wanted to say to everybody out there, like, hit us up in the comments, hit us up in, the messages and everything like that. Let us know if that's, if you're in the LA area and that makes some sense for you, that you'd love to experience something
And
like
if you
that.
want us to
We'd
do
love
that,
to do it.
Share our shit.
Yeah, share our shit. If we could get bigger, we'll make the show bigger.
It's the only way to make it possible.
That's true.
Share our shit.
That's very
Tell
true.
your brothers, sisters, grandparents, anybody. Share
Yeah.
our shit. Even
Share
if they
these
don't
jokes.
care.
Share these jokes. Don't keep
Yeah.
them to yourself.
No, that's
Don't
selfish.
be
Why would you do
greedy.
that?
We're not that bar that you go to by yourself.
Yeah,
We're the bar
nah.
where you invite your friends and
Yeah.
everyone has a good time. That's what
Share
we
this
do.
shit.
Share the shit. Share the
Right.
shit.
Bye, everybody.
Peace.